Alright, what's up, my good people? Welcome back in to the Bully Ball Show on Sparks TV. I'm your host, Nino Sparks Sedan, aka the Mid Range Bully. Now, got a little show for you today. Figured I'd break down a quick little video of what we saw yesterday from the home team, my Los Angeles Lakers. But as always, before we get started, if this is your first time tapping in, or maybe you've tapped in before, go ahead, tap that like, tap that subscribe, tap that notification bell, stay tapped in. Let's get it. So, what did we see from my Los Angeles Lakers last night? We didn't see a hell of a lot, but there are some bright spots to look forward to. Our depth being one of those things which we didn't really utilize this game. And when I say utilize, I mean the guys really just didn't get in the rhythm. Maybe the preseason has something to do with that. And as I lamented in other videos, had we had a better idea as far as the rotations, I think guys could have gotten a better rhythm during preseason so that we could have looked like the Nuggets, and as opposed to looking how we looked yesterday. The Nuggets look like a team that could two-peat. They look like a team that's together. They look like a team that hasn't missed a beat. You know, they're going to pick up right where they left off, and it doesn't at least, you know, we're only one game in, but it doesn't look like they missed anything as far as with the pieces that they lost, Bruce Brown and Jeff Green and whatnot. You know, so we'll double back on that aspect of it, you know, a few games in, to really see when they come up against a team when they're really tested. Because, you know, as much as my Lakers did keep the continuity, we still are a new team. You've seen guys kind of all over the place, and I'm gonna get into that second unit in a minute. But I want to start with Anthony Davis, because a lot of people are jumping on Anthony Davis already. You know, it's one game in. You know, he didn't score during the second half, which is crazy. You know, but I think the key to unlocking him, and this is going to contradict what I've been saying, because I think the team is best suited with him playing the 5 defensively. But it's what I'm seeing offensively is to unlock him offensively, he's more suited at the 4. When we won our championship, it was with him playing out of his mind at the 4. Yeah, he soaked up a lot of minutes at the 5, but he had guys like JaVale McGee that could start or could come off the bench. He had Dwight Howard. He had literal 5s that we could put out there, and he can go back to his natural position. So, with that being said, if Taurean Prince is going to get the nod in the starting lineup, which he played really good, and I like him in the starting lineup, you know, I don't know what they're going to do with Jared Vanderbilt. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know if he's got an ankle injury or something. I seen Jared Vanderbilt walking around. He looked fine to me. You know what I mean? But that ain't none of my business. You know, but Taurean Prince is definitely a step up at that 3 position. You know, and I thought our backcourt could have played a lot better. We'll see what that's looking like moving forward. I think they're going to bounce back against the Suns and have a big game, because if we're going to go anywhere, it's not going to be with LeBron leading the way. Like I said, it's got to be Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Davis, then LeBron. LeBron's got to be the 3rd or 4th option on a given night, and he's going to give you what he gives you. But I'm saying in terms of guys, you've seen it last night. All throughout the game, it was throw LeBron the ball, take us to the promised land. And we're not going to get anywhere with that philosophy. These guys got to step up, and they got to believe in their own games. But as far as Anthony Davis goes, if Taurean Prince is going to start at the 3, and Anthony Davis is going to start at the 5, you got to go into Christian Wood a lot sooner, because Anthony Davis is not going to be able to sustain giving you points on the offensive end and locking up the center on the defensive end. You've seen Jokic is not afraid of Anthony Davis. He went right at him several times, and Anthony Davis went right back at him. But Jokic had a little more in the gas tank. Why? Because he ain't got to do shit on the defensive end. They switching everything. Yeah, he guarded Anthony Davis a few plays here and there. But for the most part, they switching Aaron Gordon on him. They double teaming him. You know what I'm saying? There was no double team coming for Jokic. You got to go in to Christian Wood a lot sooner. Him and Hachimura need to be off that bench in the first quarter. Halfway through the first quarter, you need to jump into that. Because AD is not going to be able to stay. Even if he does it, you've seen he was good first half, second half, gassed out. He can't do it on both. He's not going to be able to lock up on one end and then give you 40 and 12 on the other end. Maybe he can do it game here and there, but ask him to do it game after game, it's not. So you got to define his role. And I think making him focus on hey, you're our anchor on defense. Whatever you can give us on the offensive end, we're going to take that. But we need you to focus on defense. And when we put a 5 in there with you, that's your chance to get it in offensively. Now, as far as our bench is concerned, our bench is all over the place. Like I knew it was. We don't have 20 games into the season to figure out a bench. We got to figure that shit out the next game. I believe Gabe Vincent is going to get into a rhythm once he gets comfortable. But I'm going to go ahead and just say what needs to be said. As good as Cam Reddish can be, and I know he had a lot of potential coming into the league. Excuse me for a second. As good as he's been, or as good as he can be, I'm not seeing it. I didn't see it with the last few teams he's been with. Didn't see it when he was with the Portland Trailblazers. Damn sure didn't see it when he was with the Knicks. You see flashes of it here and there, but I think that's a guy that's if he's gonna make it in the league, and this is no offense to him or trying to talk down about him, but I think he's gonna have to find a role that fits. Maybe change your game and be a guy that locks up. You know what I'm saying? Or find, because waiting on him to be this offensive player and, pop, it's not going to happen. How you doing? Thank you, brother. It's not going to happen. Some guys was looking at my motorcycle, excuse me. But yeah, it's waiting on him offensively is not. Max Christie needs to be getting those minutes. He does. Max Christie showed you something last year with any little minutes he can get. He tried to make something happen. He showed you something in Summer League. Showed you something in the preseason. It's time for the young man to get some minutes. So that bench rotation needs to be. I see they're going to play 2 bigs. I like that. Jackson Hayes at the 5 and putting Christian Wood at the 4 when he's not out there with Anthony Davis. That means Hachimura is going to be at the 3, and you got 2 other spots. Gabe Vincent, if you're going to play him at point, which I still think he's a 2 guard, somewhere throughout the season they'll figure that part out. But if you're going to have Gabe Vincent at the 2 and then Max Christie, Gabe Vincent as the 1 and then Max Christie at the 2. Now, if the idea is to keep what I said, lamented to in another video, is the idea is to keep one of your guards or one of your starters on the floor at all times. I like D'Lo in there with the second unit, moving him back to the point and playing Gabe at the 2. And then when it's time to rest D'Lo, that's when you can bring in Max Christie. So you go D'Lo and Gabe as the backup backcourt, and then Hachimura out there with Christian Wood and Jackson Hayes. I like that. And then you can rotate guys, put Anthony Davis back in there, take Jackson Hayes out, put LeBron back in there, take D'Lo out, stuff like that. But Max Christie needs to be getting minutes, and he damn sure needs to be playing in front of Cam Reddish. I'm sorry. I have not seen anything from Cam Reddish since he's come into the league that says that he needs to be in that rotation. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not trying to knock the dude, but it's not happening. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. But yeah, as y'all can see, everybody's kind of eyeballing my ride. It's what happens when I roll out. Yeah, I'm not going to take up too much of you guys' time. That's all I got for free right now. Max Christie, get the young man some minutes. At some point, I want to see the rookie get some minutes. I'm telling y'all, Gabe Vincent is better at the 2. They played him more at the 2 alongside Kyle Lowry. So we got to figure this out, and we got to figure it out fast, because looking at our next couple of games, we could easily go 10-1, or we could easily be 1-10, because we got some games coming up. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Should they go to Christian Wood quicker in the second lineup, or should they put him in the starting lineup and make Taurean Prince come off the bench? Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll tap back in later. Peace.